Yesterday, I got to fence in East Texas Historical Fencing's first in-house tournament. This was an open tournament, so anybody from the club could join and fight. There weren't any tiers. It was everybody versus everybody, and about 6 people showed up for this tournament. It was a really fun event, and here's what happened. I actually got there late because I thought the tournament was at 10, but it was at 9, and I had a 2.5-hour drive. So I woke up super early, got in the car, drove there, and then I got there at about 9:12, and my instructor Charles came out and was like, "Hey, the tournament started at 9." Luckily, they were just explaining rules and stuff like that, but yeah, it it wasn't a great start for me. So I rolled right out of the car, got dressed, and I was in the second match. So I was a little bit shaky in this match. Right now I'm fencing Adam, who is one of the newer students at East Texas Historical Fencing, and he's doing a really good job. He was making it hard for me. I really hadn't adjusted yet, and he threw out some stuff. He was getting some good doubles. This was a fun match. It was a good starter. It kind of helped me calibrate for the rest of the tournament. It's also super cool that he competed in this tournament, seeing as how he is so new, so this is really cool. My favorite part about this tournament was the rule set. It allowed me to do really good clean fencing, and it rewarded people for, doing both offense and defense, how you should do. So the pools were first to 5 points. All touches were 1 point. Doubles had a priority system, so head and upper torso had precedence over something like arms. So let's say we got a double, we both hit at the same time, but I hit someone in the arms and I got hit in the head. The double would go to the other person. My favorite part of the whole system was the afterblow scoring. The way it worked was afterblow only counted on your second afterblow. This meant that on your first afterblow, you didn't get anything, but if it happened again, you would get a point. And that was great because it meant people had defense defensively. They couldn't just spam afterblow and try and get points back. But it also meant that you couldn't attack recklessly. You had to be worried about your opponent getting consecutive afterblows and gaining points back. Right now I'm fencing Tim, who's a really good and athletic fencer. This is a fun match. All of these matches were really fun, and I just had a really good time because, like I said, with the way the scoring worked, with the amount of touches per bout, you really got to get into a groove, and you got to do some solid calculated fencing, which I like. Now I'm fencing Charlesy, who is another really good fencer here at East Texas Historical Fencing. And it was really cool because every person was a different challenge. They don't all fight the same, so every time I thought I had it, I had to adjust my tactics for the next person, which, that's the fun part of fencing, right? So one thing you'll notice is I'm doing a lot of hand shots, and that's because, well, they're first off very effective, and second of all, this club is really good at distance management, so getting in really close to get a deep target brings with it the risk of getting picked off as you go in. So I'm adjusting kind of to what these guys are good at. We both kind of go for some grappling here, but we kind of both tap and say that we don't really want to go fully to the ground, and we reset and continue the exchange as if nothing had happened, and then immediately double.
Even double blow. David 5, Charlie 3. Very nice.
This is Charles, who's one of my instructors, and he wasn't originally going to fence in the tournament, but we had an outside person coming in who's going to kind of act as the competition for the in-house people to kind of give him a taste of what tournaments are like, and he had to drop out because of an illness. So Charles stepped in, and he acted as kind of the ringer. Charles also was trying to see if he could break the rule set, because this is a new rule set they're working on, so he was trying to see if there was any exploits or anything he could do to kind of cheat the system, which is really important because you don't want there to be a glaring hole in your rule set. So he's not trying to do it to be mean, he's trying to do it to pressure test this for the next time they use it in a tournament. Distance management, timing, and shallow targets are all things I've been working with this club on, so it was really cool to get to pull some of that off during the fight. Now I'm fencing Bo, who I haven't gotten to fence much. Even though we both go to the same club, I'm only able to get there 1 day a week, and I don't get to fence everybody. So this was really fun to fence him. He's a very good fencer. I don't know if you could tell from this, but he has the Siggy XL, a longer sword than mine, and he's a tall person, which is appropriate because you want a sword that fits you. But it was really intimidating because he had so much reach. I could not get in close on him. I had to keep going for shallow targets. Every time I go for a deep one, it ends up like this and I double out.
White, David.
This is the first round of eliminations, and I'm back fencing Bo. Elimination rounds are first to 10 points, which I love because that's kind of how we do it everywhere I fence. We just kind of go for a long time, so I was kind of in my element here. My favorite part about longer fencing bouts is that you get a chance to adapt and change your strategies and kind of work on different things based on what you kind of, learn from your opponent and what they like to do. Unlike in unarmed martial arts where you get to keep going until somebody taps or gets knocked out, in fencing, once you hit, you're simulating, a sharp weapon that would have ended the fight. So you have to reset after every one. You can do continuous sparring. I just don't think it's not very realistic. Like, you wouldn't actually be able to do that, and it leads to some bad habits. So I like reset fencing, but I like it when there's really long bouts. The judging was really good, and everybody was honest about where they hit. But even when that happens, there's still going to be some mistakes because these things move so fast. So we have camera and slow motion so we can see exactly what happens. The referee doesn't have that. But most of the calls were completely accurate. There's just one or two. And honestly, it kind of evens out at the end anyway. So it's not worth getting mad. Note to everybody going to a tournament, it's not worth getting mad at the judges. Accept whatever they say and just move on. So I ended up doing really good in pools, and I ended up getting a bye, which means I didn't have to fence in the first round of eliminations. So while this is my first match of elims, it's also my second to last. I don't know what this was for, like if it was for a medal or not, but I only had this fight and one other if I made it past.
David. Gotcha.
So this is the match for gold in the finals, me versus Charles, and it was a really fun fight.
Fix. Fix. White. Fix.
You'll notice that both Charles and I are cautious footwork heavy fencers. We're doing a lot to work on distance and timing, and we're moving around each other a lot. We don't like to be in close. We like to attack from far.
Fix. White. Fix. White. Fix. White, white. Fix. White. Fix. White. Fix. White. Fix. White.
This covered stab is something I've been working on for a long time, and I'm always really proud of myself when I get it.
White. Nice. Fix. White. Handshot. Charles. Fix. Alright. Self-call, David. Fix. White. Handshot, David. 9-all.
The score is now tied 9-9. The next point decides who wins gold. This was a really tense moment.
White.
And I actually got it with a move I've been working on and I'm really proud of. I was really happy with this. Thank you all for watching. This is a new video format I'm kind of experimenting with. It took a lot longer to edit in this way, but I'm hoping that the slowdowns and the point counters will help you all follow along with the action. If you like these videos, please consider supporting us on Patreon and YouTube memberships. Your support really, really helps us out. I travel a lot, I do a lot of stuff, and it all adds up. So your support helps me kind of make ends meet. And thank you to all of you who have already supported, and I hope some more of you decide to also support us as well. I'm going to be trying to post more videos like this coming soon, a couple a week, so stay tuned.